No,
Ground and pound, or what are we doing?
so
Boxing her
let's get
down?
into this story real quick. Let's get into this. My sister's a fucking dickhead to me all my whole life growing up. We're cool now, but she was a fucking asshole because my mom would always beat her ass. She was always grounded because my sister has a smart ass mouth. She don't give a fuck about authority and she talks shit to my mom. My mom is Joe Pesci. Don't fuck with my mom. She's a dickhead too. But I was very nice and polite because my mom's mean. So as soon as my mom would got done beating my sister's ass for being a dumbass, and I would tell her, "Yo, stop! She's gonna come in here and fuck you up." As soon as my mom leaves the room, my sister beat my ass because she was mad that I didn't get beat up or I didn't get spanked. But it's like, yo, bitch, I didn't do anything, you dickhead. All right, I'm gonna get my ass whooped again. So I got my ass whooped all the time, all the fucking time, and I was the smallest. So my mom's a full-grown lady. My sister's basically a full-grown fucking lady. I'm short. I was short as fuck. And then I got my growth spurt in ninth grade randomly and grew like fucking 9 inches out of nowhere. Shit, no, more like 12. Yeah, I grew like a fucking foot out of nowhere. And it was ninth grade, guys. It's when PlayStation 2s were still here. All right? I had a PlayStation 2. A little backstory. I did not grow up with money. So PlayStation 2 was a big fucking deal to me. It was gold. Right now, if you can relate to me, you grew up you were not rich. We used to be way worse when I was younger, but you don't get new clothes all the time. Like in your school shopping, like, oh, dude, I hope my pants are still okay enough for this year too. It was like that. We weren't fucking dying poor, but we didn't have money. So when I had that PlayStation 2, actually, I just found the picture of me getting it as a little kid. And I had it for like 4 years or 3 years. I had that PlayStation 2. I'm just playing games, man. That's all I'm doing. I got off of school. I'm a freshman. I lived across the street from the school, like fucking, not another, like Scary Movie 1. I lived right across the street from the fucking school. Just playing games. That's all I'm doing. Just playing games. My sister's a fucking dickhead. She walks, and I'm not even exaggerating. She walks in, just grabs the remote, changes it, and I go, yo, I'm playing games. I don't fucking care. Oh, you bitch. I just remember feeling like, why are you so mean to me? That's like, I was never like hurt that she made fun of me and all this shit and beat my ass. It was more of, what the fuck did I do to you, bitch? What did I do to you? Okay. Why? I'm so nice, man. So I didn't understand. She turned it off. I went and grabbed the remote. I turned it back. And then she tried to get it from me and I closed my hand. And when I closed my hand, she looked at me like, I'm going to fucking kill you. That's like a South Park Stan and his sister. Mm-hmm. That's me. I closed my hand and she looked at me. She tried to get it and I just gripped it and she tried to open my hand. And that's when I realized, like, oh, I'm stronger than you now. Oh, it's over. You can't do. And then she tried to fucking punch me and I blocked it. And then she tried to punch me again. And I don't know what happened, dude. I just grabbed her by her leg and her arm and I picked her up over my head and I dipped her
Literally hulked her?
I hulked her so fucking hard. I mean, I was ninth grade. I was already benching 280, squatting 3. So I was a little buff little fucker. And I dipped her and then I can hear the air escaping her. And then I can see her trying to catch her breath. And then at this point, dude, it was like, imagine this, like a movie where this little guy's just getting his ass whooped, and then the moment where the villain, basically my sister, realizes like, I can't do it. It's like Jafar when like, and everything that goes with it. And Jafar gets sucked into the lamp. That was my sister. No! I have her on her back and I grab her fucking wrist, both of them, and I'm holding them. And she's trying to move and she realizes she can't move her arms. And I just push one arm, or I grab her wrist, put her arm on her chest, do it to the other chest, and I grab both her wrists like this.
Did your mom teach you this move?
Exactly. Exactly. When mom told me not to hit girls or how to stop girls from hitting you, that's exactly what I did, except for the head part. So I have both her hands together and I grip it with one hand and I press all my body weight. So both her hands are under my body weight. She's on her back and I'm looking face to face with her for the first fucking time I've ever winning a fight with her. And I'm looking at her and I'm like, it's over. And I looked at her and said, it's fucking done. You can't do that anymore. It's not, get off. And she started screaming at the top of her lungs so loud that it made me scared. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah,
like,
because
like it hurt me. Yeah, it hurt like my ears. So I'm like, oh, bitch. And I didn't get off her. Oh, hell no. She screamed like that. She got like killed. My sister tried to stab me twice before that. Legitimately tried to stab me. Oh, man, I should mention this. This apartment, our wall neighbor, like the neighbor that's touching our wall, is my Uncle John and my Aunt Pepper. So my Uncle John and my sister smoke weed together and drink. My Uncle John was like 22. My sister was like 16. So, you know, they're kind of close in age. They just get drink, and he would drink after work. He found out she smoked weed. Like, I have weed. Let's smoke weed. My uncle was the man. And,
Awesome.
yeah, and he lived next door. So he's broken up a few fights because he could hear me screaming for help. Because she used to beat my ass. I'd be screaming for help. He'd come over like, just stop beating his ass. And then, you know, that was it. Excuse me. So my sister's screaming, get off. Get the fuck off. She's screaming at the top of her lungs. And I remember I look at her and I just like slap her right in the face with my other hand. I pop her and like, I filled up with fucking so much power. Like I just fucking, I Hulkamania just started shaking. Like, oh my God, that was amazing. And I slapped her. I didn't slap her hard, but I was just doing that kind of shit. And I told, imagining it now, like I see why she was so mad. And for about 15 minutes, I was sitting on her stomach and holding her down and telling her, if I let you up, you can't do anything to me. Because I know she's crazy. She'll try to kill me. Legitimately. And I'm telling her, like, I'm not going to let you up. Get the fuck off. Screaming, like screaming into my soul. And I'm looking at her and I'm smiling. And it's the first time that she can't do anything. And I'm like I said, I'm sitting there shaking, like, oh my God, yes. Are you fucking bitch? That's all I keep thinking. Like, I'm going to, like when Ralphie beats the fuck out of the redheaded kid in Christmas Story. That's how it was. I was just like, oh, you bitch. And then I told her, I'm going to let you up. I'm going to fucking go outside. Don't do anything. Don't. It's over. If I let you up, it's fucking over. Don't. And she doesn't say anything. She's just staring at me. She's just fucking staring at me. Doesn't say anything. I'm like, I'm going to let you up. And I like release my hand. I start getting up. She doesn't move. I stand up and she just looks at me while she gets up, staring right at me. I'm like, oh no, what did I do? She looks at me, turns around, and just stomps my PlayStation 2. Stomps it into fucking pieces.
That's shitty.
Yeah, so she's sitting there. She gets about 2 stomps in. Oh, care package. I hope it's a PS2. She stomps my PlayStation. She gets 2 stomps in before I realize, like, no! And she's only 4 feet away. We're in a little ass apartment. She's 4 feet away around the coffee table. I start going around the coffee to stop her, and she gets that 3rd stomp in, and when she does, that thing just splits. It just cracked in, and I looked at it like, oh my God, what the fuck? And then she immediately, I think I just mixed that up. I'm sorry. Wow, I fucked my own story up. She stomped my PlayStation in before I slammed her. That's why I slammed her. Sorry, I mixed that up. This is where it gets violent. That's right. I wouldn't give her the shit. She wouldn't give me the fucking remote. She swung on me. I pushed her and she stomped my shit in. So I slammed her on the fucking ground. There. Sorry, I fucked my story. Anyway, she stomped my PlayStation to pieces. And then that's when I put my fucking hand on her chest and she was, get off me, all that bullshit. Anyway, I let her up. She's looking at me. She gets up and she just calmly, she runs, but calmly. No, like, ah! She runs. I go, what? What are you doing? What are you doing? She calmly just goes to the kitchen, comes around with the fucking, the bigger kitchen ones from the block. Like, not the skinny bread knives, the thick ones. The Michael Myers knife.
Butcher knife.
The butcher knife. There you go. Butcher knife. Thank you. This bitch comes around the corner with it, and I'm like, stop, knock it off. I'm gonna tell mom. I'm gonna call mom because my mom's at work. I'm gonna call mom. I was just saying whatever I could because I know she's fucking crazy. She got like 3 steps from me and swiped, and when she swiped, there was no holding back. She swiped, going for it. I know when she's trying to scare me. She used to get a knife and just try to fuck with me to scare me. I know when she's not trying to get close, and this time she swiped at me with her whole force, and then I started screaming. As soon as she swiped and I went, oh my God, and I started screaming, John! I just started screaming for like, hope to God my uncle can hear me. I'm running around the coffee table. I'm like this. I'm running around the coffee table. I'm just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then she just steps on the coffee table. I'm like, fuck, what the fuck am I going to do? The coffee table's a foot high. She steps over the coffee table. I grab one of the fucking kitchen chairs. I just put it up. And as I put it up, she's starting to swipe at me. And then she's like, she does like not a stab, but when the knife's like this, and she swiped at me and she caught my shirt, and I like felt the tug. I felt the tug when she caught my shirt, and I was screaming, and that's when I heard, "What's going on?" and pounding on the door, my Uncle John. And the door was locked, and my sister's between the door, and I'm like, I'm not gonna go unlock the door. She's gonna fucking stab me. But when I put my hand on that lock, how am I gonna block? This is it. She's going to get one in on me, and I don't want to get stabbed. Like, I'm not even taking one stab. Fuck that. And I hear doof, 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 and then my Uncle John pops it off the frame. He hits the door and the side of the, the door frame on the side. It's a little cheap apartment, so, I'm saying, the little store frame on the side, it popped off. And right when he did, I dropped the chair like, oh my God, he's here. And then right when I did, she fucking took this opportunity upon herself to swipe at me. And when she did, that's when I started like backing up the hallway as fast as I could. And my uncle bear hugged her. And when he bear hugged her, he's like, put the fucking knife down. He's bear hugging her. She's looking at me like evil. And I'm looking at her like, bitch, you really went for it this time, huh? Fuck you. And then my Uncle John is holding her. And he's like, get the fuck out of here. He's looking at me like, get the fuck out of here right now. Go to my house, lock the door. And I ran past my sister. She has no knife at this point. I'm looking at her and I see my PlayStation just in pieces, man. And I remember thinking like, I am not getting a new one. That's it. We're poor, bitch. Why'd you have to step? All right, fuck you. And then that was it. And how the fuck did we get on that topic?
How do you bounce back from that? I'm now, after that happens, forevermore.
We share a room.
Enemies. I'm plotting on you.
Wait.
Perfect.